Hello, I'm Neil Cole. Welcome to my home. We're all stuck at home right now, aren't we? The Covid-19 virus, the pandemic, has hit us hard, sent us home. None of us were ready for it. I'm especially thinking of churches. They were taken unawares by, in some ways, more than almost any other organization. And I feel for them, having been a pastor of a normal church for almost 10 years. We went Sunday to Sunday based on whatever offering came in, and if we missed a week, it would put us way back in the rears. And if we missed a second week, we'd be talking about closure. And right now it's 3 weeks into this pandemic and 3 weeks into being closed and not able to take an offering, and I think that most churches are struggling really hard right now. I imagine a lot of pastors are crying out to God, and they feel like even God is practicing social distancing at this time. But He's not. He's close at hand. He's here. He may not be the cause of this spread of this virus. This is a fallen world. But He is saying something to us through the virus. And I want us to learn from this. I want us to pay attention. Now, I think there are three kinds of churches that will respond differently during this time. The first kind of church is the average church that you see everywhere. It's a normal church, and it's going Sunday to Sunday, offering to offering, surviving. It's not making a whole lot of money, doesn't have a lot of savings, and it's fragile. And because of this pandemic and the fact that they cannot take an offering, and the people are not able to come, they will shut down. The first kind of church is those who will shut down because of this situation. That's bad news for many people. That's harsh, but it's the reality of the situation. So I want you to be prepared for that. And just because you shut your door and close the organization doesn't mean it's the end. That's part of the point I want to make. The second kind of church will survive. This is a church that will borrow money. It will sell property, lay off staff. It will even think of ways to merge with other churches just to survive this time and then come out on the other end. And they will survive. But I'm not sure that is better news than the first kind of church. See, I think this is a historic moment, unlike anything in our history. Nothing we can remember. The closest you can get to is the 1918 pandemic of the Spanish flu. This is a moment we must listen to Jesus and respond to what He's trying to tell us. And if we just go back to business as usual and have not learned anything, I fear for what the next lesson will be. If this is not enough to capture your attention, I really fear what will come after that. So the third kind of church is a church that is a normal church. Then this pandemic hits and everybody's sent to their homes. And they're forced to think about how we can have church with one another using Zoom or Google Chat or whatever mechanism you use to communicate with each other. And we're telling everyone to bless their neighbors and be good to the people around them and live life as a family and enjoy this moment. And I think churches like this are going to discover a treasure they have that they didn't realize they had. And when this pandemic is over, they will not go back to business as usual. They will not be able to ever go back. They will only press forward with this new treasure. They will discover the treasure inside of their people is far greater than the show they used to put on Sunday. And those churches will not just survive, they will thrive. Now, if you are one of the first kind of church and you are shutting your doors, you don't have to just be one of the first kinds of churches. You can also become one of the third kind. That's good news. Let's figure out what God is teaching us through this pandemic and listen to Jesus. Do what He says and thrive in this moment. Be generous to your neighbors. Be kind. Show Jesus to the world. This is our moment. Rise up, church. Listen to Jesus and do what He says. Thank you. God bless.